Well, we've got a lot of catching up to do. It's been about a week and a half since I last played Minecraft, except for right before this clip, I redid the floor inside of our little trailer here, and we'll show that off. Did a little bit of a rework, wasn't happy with the tiles. But to kick off today's episode, let's get our comment question of the day book out, and we will answer this question. What was one thing you did not do in the last series that you want to do this series? Damon Neal wants to know. So we're going to answer this question kind of throughout today's video, but first, let me tell you what we're going to be doing. The first thing that we're going to do a couple little projects today, and then we're going to chat a little bit more a little later in the episode. But the first project that we're going to do, this trailer basically represents the mobile station from Avatar, if you've ever seen that movie, and these are going to represent the linking stations where the main characters link up with their avatars, they get into these beds, they fall asleep, and they wake up as their avatars. That's kind of the idea that we're going for here, so we're just going to place some blocks down randomly and see if we can come up with something that we like while we're chatting. So before we get into discussion about where I've been and all of that stuff, let's answer this question of the day. So what do I want to do in this series that I haven't done in the last series? And this answer kind of will bring us to the topic of discussion a little bit later. But what are some things that I want to do? I've never done a Guardian farm. I'd love to get around to doing one of those at some point. I've never done a Blaze farm, want to do something like that. I think it'd be fun to build an Elytra course. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Do I want to put anything up there? I don't think I do. Basically, those trapdoors. We'll pause our conversation for a second. Let's see if we can sleep in the bed just to see how this looks. Those trapdoors basically represent the door that would close over the top of us when we have a successful link. That way nobody disturbs us and wakes us from our sleep and stuff. This bed over here is not actually going to be accessible. We're going to cover it up and pretend like somebody's in there connected to an avatar. So that's the basic idea for that. But things that I want to do, a Guardian farm, a Blaze farm, I thought it would be cool to do an Elytra course at some point. I really want to get the Nether hub looking good because right now it's just some dugout tunnels. At some point, I want to get around to doing that. What else? What else? Those are the biggest projects right now that I can think of that I didn't do last series. I mean, we did some farms, we did some auto-smelter stuff, and speaking of, we're going to build our first auto-smelter today right after these beds are done. We've done a lot of the basics, but we haven't done some of the bigger stuff. I mean, we did an Enderman farm. That's pretty cool. But I want to do a Guardian farm. I want to do a Blaze farm, all of the things that we already talked about. So there are definitely projects that are unfinished in this world that we've never tackled that I want to get to eventually. I have a few more supplies here for our next project. You can see I've got some furnaces and some hoppers and some blocks and some shulker boxes, which is very, very nice. But this over here, we put a little divider up just to kind of separate this room. Technically, it's not a separate room. It's just dividing it from the rest of the trailer. But yeah, we've got a little section over here where we're going to place down a shulker box right there, which will receive the items. We'll throw down a hopper into the shulker box, and then two hoppers, one on each side, facing into the middle hopper. And that is basically it for the receiving end. And then we'll place down our furnaces on top there. And then on top of here, I'm just thinking about this. We're not actually going to have a loading area for our coal, now that I think about it, because this is right up against the outside wall of our trailer. This is basically going to be a very, very simple auto-smelter. It will auto-load our smeltable items, but it will not auto-load our coal. We'll have to refill that ourselves, but eventually we're going to build a bigger one. La-da-da-da-da, you've been through the drill before. Some of these things, you know, are pretty standard for a survival series. Can I do it sideways like that? Because I think I much prefer the look of that. Oh, good. The hopper accepts it, even if the shulker boxes are sideways. I guess I did not know that before. So let's go ahead and, well, I don't know. Do I like it better sideways or facing the front? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section if you like it sideways or up and down. For now, I'm going to put them all sideways because I think that's my preference. But I am open to your feedback on this. So basically this is just going to be one of two simple projects we're going to do today, and then we're going to go do some mining. I don't necessarily have a design for this in mind. I'm just going to throw some blocks down and see what we come up with. I've not built this in a testing world. This is just something to, you know, get our trailer started, get some detailing going, get us back in the swing of things, because we were gone for a week and a half. It's been a couple weeks since the last video, at least a week and a half since I last played. And I'm gonna admit, I'm a little rusty. I'm getting back into the swing of things here. So placing a couple blocks down like that looks pretty futuristic, right? Let's put one down right there. And since those shulker boxes are sideways, it doesn't matter that there's a block on top. Yeah, guys, that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Any suggestions? What do you guys think? Do you like this build? Do you like the style? It fits the area, fits the style of what we're doing. I'm pretty happy with it. So let's move on from this project for the moment. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to go over here and let's grab some coal before we move on. And we don't have a ton of food that we can cook, but let's just go ahead and grab all of our raw meat and throw it in there just to make sure that it's working okay. We got some friends here that we need to dismiss. Please leave. Thank you very much. This also, guys, might be the last episode, at least for a while, that I use a controller, because I am going to get a new phone this week, and I have heard that it does not quite fit the controller that I have, which is super sad. So we'll be back to the touchscreen more than likely. Let's go ahead and load our coal in. Very good, very good, very good. And then on up top here, each individual shulker box is assigned to the furnace directly below. There's no rhyme or reason for what we can put in any of them. We just evenly distribute our items as we throw them in there, and there we go. It's working just fine. Cool. Ooh. You know what, guys? I just had a thought. What if, instead of having one standard shulker box that we just leave there, I mean, we could do that, but what if we ran out and got our food box that's sitting out over by that tree? I've got my lunchbox, shulker box. Okay, guys, this is a good idea. This is what we're going to do with our bigger auto-smelter later down the road. We're going to have shulker box outputs so that when the chests are loaded up, we can pick them up and take them with us, and we don't have to transfer them from chest to chest. Yes, this is a fantastic idea. See, guys, this is why you need a break every once in a while from Minecraft, so you can start thinking outside the box and, you know, getting some new cool ideas. So let's go ahead and throw all of this food in there. Happy to know that this is working. I think we are going to finish up with this project now, and then we're going to go mining for a little bit and have a little bit of a conversation about where I've been, kind of what I've been thinking. Just want to get some general feedback from the community here. Well, that is super unfortunate. We just finished recording a clip, and it didn't save to my device. So everything that we had done and talked about, it's all gone, and we're gonna do it over here. So I'm in the middle of mining. I went down my branch mine, and guys, you wouldn't believe it. You see those 9 diamonds in my inventory. I found diamonds straight out of the gate. I dug like 4 blocks in, and I found diamonds right at the entrance to my branch mine. So that was super lucky. And then we found this massive cave system that was previously unexplored, and we're taking a look into it now. So we are going to just do some mining, some relaxed gameplay, while we are chatting about where I've been and kind of what my thoughts have been over the last couple of weeks that I've been taking a little bit of a break from Minecraft. I've still put out a couple of videos over the last 2 weeks. They're Galaxy of Heroes videos. If you haven't watched those, be sure to go check them out. It's a fun game. I myself, I don't know how you guys think, but I like watching content of other games, sometimes even if I don't play the game. But you know, if I take a look at it, then maybe it'll inspire me to play it. And sometimes, honestly, I think that my audience is like, no, everybody likes Minecraft, but you guys play other games. And I've polled my patrons on this. I'm like, what do you guys play? And one of my patrons sent me a screenshot of like 15 games that he's got sitting on his phone that are previously unplayed. He's like, these are games that are waiting in the queue for me to try. And, you know, I think that, you know, sometimes it's okay to switch it up. So I was having some fun playing some Galaxy Heroes. I want to make that more of a staple for the channel because it's a game that I'm really, really enjoying right now. And I hope you guys will give it a chance if you haven't watched it already. It's a pretty fun game, especially if you're a fan of Star Wars. So I have been on a bit of a break for the last couple of weeks from Minecraft because honestly, I just could not find the motivation in myself to pick it up and continue where we had left off. And that's for a variety of reasons, and we'll get into some of those as we are talking here. The biggest one, truthfully, is that I have been playing Minecraft for YouTube for nearly 2 years straight. And I've done this is my third single-player survival series in the last couple of years. The first one we ended early and reset the world because the world got a little bit corrupt, and some stuff happened toward the end of the season that was a little bit frustrating. I went to find the Woodland Mansion, and it wouldn't let me you know, take a nap in the river and respawn at my spawn location. It just wouldn't reload the world. So I'm like, oh, goody. This world is not working properly anymore. And that's okay. It led us to start something like the Reverb Outpost. And I was very, very excited about that. And this is actually the same world that base is in, if you didn't know. We've been back there, I think, a couple of times already in this series just to take a look around, gather a couple supplies. And we also did some multiplayer stuff with the Unity SMP. We did a couple of runs with that, and, you know, it just didn't quite work out. And that's okay. I still plan to do some collaborations and things like that with people from that realm from time to time, and some new people that I've met along the way. And I'm going to do a lot more collaborations with patrons and potentially some of you guys in the future. That is the biggest piece of information feedback that I've gotten from my patrons, because I did have this conversation with them about a week ago. What I've noticed over the last 6 months or so is that there's been an overall decline of interest of the Minecraft content on my channel, and I just have to attribute that to maybe the survival series thing is not the most interesting content to continue doing long term. I know a lot of you guys that are still watching this are like, yes, we love the survival Let's Plays, keep it going, and I'm not opposed to doing that, and I'm not saying we're stopping anytime soon. Like, I still have a lot of plans that I want to do in this world. We've already talked about things that we want to do that we've never done before. But I want to kind of just recapture some of the excitement from you guys. I want to know what kind of content you want to see on the channel. What would keep you coming back watching videos more and more and more? I know right now some of the clickbaity stuff is super popular, and that's just not my thing. I do not have any interest in making that kind of content. So if that's what you're looking for here, I am sorry. There are plenty of other channels that you can check out that do that. But that's not my personality. It's not what interests me. I'm not going to do it. Then the other thing that is pretty popular right now is the tutorial style stuff, like redstone builds, one-off creative builds, how to build a house, how to build a castle, like stuff like that. And I've dabbled in the idea of doing that from time to time, but the survival series has always taken precedence over anything else. So I've been thinking about polling you guys and just getting a feel for what you think. Should we continue survival series kind of content? Should we scrap it altogether, or should we do like a once a week, once every couple of weeks episode, just slowly work our way through a world and focus more on tutorial stuff? I want to do things that are going to be interesting to you guys. Now, it is not at all about getting thousands upon thousands of views per video. It's not that. But there is something to be said for a channel that has 9,000 subscribers, where my survival series content used to be averaging 2,000 to 3,000 views per video, and it's now down to 200 to 300 views per video. Views are not everything, but they are an indication of what kind of content is desired on a channel. So that is kind of leading me to believe that you guys are losing interest in the survival series stuff, and I want to do something that, one, I enjoy creating, and two, you enjoy watching. So give me some feedback. What are some things that you think would be interesting to watch? What would you enjoy watching on this channel? What are some other Minecraft YouTube channels that you watch that you're like, oh my goodness, I would love to see BluJay create this kind of content? And I would be open to some of that feedback. Like I said, the clickbait kind of stuff, the 3 a.m. videos, it's not my speed. It's okay if you enjoy that. It's okay for people that make it. It's just not something I'm interested in. So, just trying to think about what we're going to do with the future of the channel, because I do want to make a shift if the downward trend continues, because I don't want everyone to lose interest. So let me know what you guys think. I am planning to continue the same course through the beginning of 2019. So a couple more months, I'm going to give the survival series a chance just to see what people do with it. If people are enjoying it, if people continue to watch it, great. We'll keep it going, and I would value that feedback. But if it continues to decline and into 2019 we're at like 50 views per video, I'm probably going to consider doing something totally different. And that would give me more time to create other kinds of videos, maybe more videos per week, because survival series content takes forever to create. Tutorials are a little bit quicker, and Galaxy of Heroes videos are a little bit quicker. So, you know, I'm taking all of that stuff into account. But I want to just say I'm sorry for being a little bit inactive on YouTube, a little bit inactive on social media stuff. I appreciate those of you that have stuck around, that have, you know, been communicating with me and hey, where's the survival content? We really missed this stuff on the channel. So I'm glad that some of you are really still excited about this and that you haven't abandoned the channel altogether. I really appreciate the support you guys have given me over the last couple of years. I don't plan to slow down. I plan to continue this channel on into the future. I want it to keep growing. I want you guys to continue enjoying the content that I'm putting out. I want to continue to grow as a content creator, not like with numbers or anything like that, but grow in my skill set, grow in the content that I'm pushing out, so that it'll get more and more professional, more and more enjoyable for you guys. So I just kind of wanted to throw all of that out there. I've been on about a week-and-a-half break from Minecraft. I've just been playing some other games just for fun, just to kind of get a little bit of a rest from the channel, a little bit of a rest from the grind. We're back at it now. Videos this week might still be a little bit iffy. This is probably going to be the only video for this week because it's Thanksgiving. My anniversary was this week, and we're going out of town to celebrate that this weekend. And then, you know, I had a really busy week at work. And we're getting into the busy season because I do work for a church, and Christmas Eve is right around the corner. So it's going to be a little bit crazy for the next month or so. I will do my best to get as many videos out as possible over the next month. But for this week, this is probably going to be the only video. So I would not expect another one to come out this week. But keep your eyes peeled. I've got plenty more content coming your way. Please, 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 leave comments in the comment section. I would very, very much welcome your feedback on all the stuff we just talked about. Well, I would say that's a pretty successful mining trip. Look at all this coal and lapis and diamonds and iron and gold and redstone. We even found a dungeon with some diamond armor and a disc there. Lots of cool stuff. We had a very, very successful mining session. I think I was in there for about maybe an hour, hour and a half, something like that. So we got a lot of resources to work with for the future, but I think that's going to be it for today. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the couple small projects that we got worked on today, and I hope you got a little bit of insight, a little bit of value from that conversation that we had while we were mining. And I really, really welcome your feedback. Please be brutally honest. If you say, hey, the survival series content, it's just not that interesting anymore, then that's okay. I'm open to hearing suggestions for new content for the channel. I just want to know what you guys would enjoy seeing most. But for now, my name is BluJay, and I've got to fly on out of here. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.